Mike, I know going into this game, you had an eye on your team's energy level going into coming out of a game last night, second night of a back-to-back. What did you make of their compete and effort tonight?
Oh, I thought compete and effort wasn't an issue. Certainly energy level. I think that, where I noticed it most, obviously, not as aggressive in the way that we want to forecheck and pursue and pressure. Saw little spurts of it. Obviously, the goal that we scored was a good example of it, but it was only in spurts. But I think where it also affects you is obviously your number one, your execution, and number two is your decision making. I thought that we made a lot of decisions that put us in a tough position here tonight. And again, I think we defined it hard, but and Jonesy was really good, but we made some critical decisions that that put us in a bad position, and so we got to learn from that.
Charlie, you're on with Coach. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mike, obviously this is a question that's probably going to be asked a lot in the next few games, but with the absence of Claude Giroux, I assume there is like a trickle down effect in terms of just line up and guys having to step into roles. Do you think that negatively impacted you guys tonight in terms of, his absence in that sense?
Well, I mean, I think if you look at, obviously they got a power play goal that we didn't, 4-on-4 situations, certainly some areas where he's going to make a difference and he's going to factor in, and now some other people get some opportunities. So I'm not going to blame it on that by any means. It's something that people are going to have to figure out. They're going to have to embrace it. And bottom line is, if you're a gamer, you want those situations, you want those minutes, you want those opportunities. So there's going to be an opportunity for guys, and just have to find a way to embrace it and take advantage of it.
Jordan, you're on with Coach. Go ahead.
Hey, Mike, I'm curious, is there an adjustment to even inside your locker room at intermission when you don't have a guy like Claude Giroux in terms of just energy and talking about strategy and what you guys want to do?
Yeah, well, I think you got to lean on the older guys for sure right now. We certainly have plenty of guys that have been around the league and know how to win and know what it takes. So that shouldn't be an issue. It's an opportunity, like I said, with ice time, but there's also an opportunity for leadership, and this is where you find some people step up, and this is where we're going to need some guys, guys that have been here in the organization, guys that have been around the league, that have to find that and be vocal. Particularly in a game like this, I was concerned about, coming off an emotional win last night, getting in late, all these kinds of things. This is where you need certain people to kind of lead the way, whether it's the things that you're saying, but also the things that you're doing out there.
Sam, you're on with Coach. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mike, I know before the game you said that a lot of players would have opportunities, including Morgan Frost. What did you think of his game tonight?
I thought it was there was moments where it looked like, obviously the last couple of games were a different level for me compared to this one, and this is what we have to kind of juggle and figure out. Obviously we're short of centerman with G here. With Morgan playing center, that gives us basically 4 centermen. It's not like we have somebody else that we can move there. I thought his best shift tonight, we threw him at the end of the second period on left wing with even though he took the face off, he was the left winger with Brownie and Big Mac there for a shift. So obviously there's some extra responsibility when you're that centerman, and you've got to embrace that. You got to find a way to take advantage of it. It's certainly a hard game, on wing when you have to battle along the walls, and it's a hard game at center. It's just a bit of an adjustment for him. Obviously the penalty. Those are mistakes that again, we have to make sure that we're not making those mistakes at critical moments of the game. So, again, I'm expecting him to learn those things and be better for it.
1 or 2 more. Bill, you're on with Coach. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mike, you just alluded to it. A couple of stick penalties tonight in bad situations. The guys are trying to check and get the puck, but that situation you'll have to bear down and be careful with your stick.
Yeah, no question, Bill. I mean, that's certainly, you see that when your team's a little bit tired, that's when you start to reach a little bit more. You stop moving your feet. That's where more holding, hooking, tripping penalties kind of come into play, but that's where the discipline comes in. And again, the more tired you are, the smarter you have to play. And you look at the second period, some of the turnovers that we had at the offensive blue line, instead of getting to our game and setting up our offensive zone play, we were turning pucks over and forcing ourselves to have to back check 200 feet. And forcing ourselves to have to get into our own zone to defend. And so certainly that's another area that we can be smarter as well.